Good morning, everyone. Here we are again. I am so excited that you decided to join me for circle time this morning. So let's see what day of the week it is. The last day of school we had was Tuesday. Yep. Then Wednesday. So today is Thursday. That's right. So let's move that rainbow arrow down to Thursday. There we go. All right. Now let's figure out what month it is. Who remembers the name of our month? Yes, it is January. So let's go ahead and count those numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What comes next? 13. That is right. And let's figure out what the pattern is, or which picture comes next. Snow person, hat, mitten. Snow person, hat, mitten. What comes next? Snow person. Yes. So it's a number 13 with a snow person. So that was yesterday, a 4's class day. So we need to do one more. 11, 12, 13. What comes next? 14. And the picture is going to be snow person, hat, mitten. Snow person, what's next? Hat. So a number 14 with a hat on it. Oh, I forgot to show you the 13. So today is, let's put that back, Thursday, January 14th, and the year is 2021. All right, so let's figure out what the weather is today. So look out your window and see if it is partly cloudy, cloudy, sunny, windy, rainy, stormy, or snowy. And then you're going to need to kind of step out the step out the door to figure out what the temperature feels like. Remember, we have this thermometer with all the different kinds of temperatures. We have burning hot, hot, warm, cool, cold, and freezing cold. Remember, freezing cold is anything that's 32 degrees or less. So you can have your mom or dad look on their weather app and tell you what the actual temperature is, and then help you figure out where it might go on this thermometer. All right, so we have been talking about winter last week and this week, so we're going to continue on. We've been kind of learning about snow and snowflakes, right? So far, we've learned that snowflakes have 6 sides, right? And that every snowflake you find is different, right? None of them look alike. And you can see that if you look at them under a microscope, and sometimes even with a magnifying glass, it might work. All right, you can probably see the pattern. So I have another book today. Let's figure out what it is. Let's look in our mystery envelope. Pull out our book. All right, so this book is called I Am Snow. And we have some more fun information about snow in here today. I am not rain. I do not drip, drip, drip. I am not hail. I do not bounce, bounce, bounce. Most of you have probably seen hail before. It's harder than snow, and it does kind of bounce off of things when it falls. Like little balls, little hard balls of snow almost. I am not ice. I do not crack, crack, crack. So we know that water can also freeze into ice, right? Like just solid ice. I am snow. I fall gently, gently, gently. I am a million, billion, trillion snowflakes all piled up. Because remember, each one of those little pieces of snow that falls down is a snowflake. You just have to look at it under a microscope or a magnifying glass to see the shape of it, right? They all look somewhat like these, just each one's different. Each snowflake is a crystal. Each crystal has 6 sides. Catch one on your mitten. Are there 6 points? Yes. So you could catch one on your mitten, but you will probably need to look at it under a microscope or a magnifying glass to see those 6 sides and 6 points. From afar, all snowflakes look the same. Up close, you can see them better. Each snowflake is different. Some snow is wet and sticky. Wet snow makes good snow people and snowballs. Remember we learned that in our first book we read that talked about that wet snow like that, it has more water in it, right? It's good for packing. Some snow is dry and fluffy. It is easy to shovel. And we talked about that. Dry snow has more ice in it, right? Who loves snow? Skiers, snowboarders. Snow hikers, snow sliders. I bet a lot of you are snow sliders. Artists love snow too. This artist cut snowflakes from tissue paper. To find out how, turn the page. So it's going to kind of show us how to do it. And actually, an easy way to make a snowflake like this is to use a coffee filter. Coffee filters make it up even easier. But let's see what it says here. And you can do this at home. Fold a square of tissue paper in half to form a triangle. Fold up the right-hand corner. Fold up the left-hand corner. Fold this in half. Cut off the top. Save the bottom. So that's a little bit more complicated than what I do at preschool. Cut away pieces from all 3 sides and open. So if you use a coffee filter, it's easy. You just fold it into triangles and then you make cuts around it. Super easy. What happens to cold snow in warm weather? It melts. We know that, right? Just like the rain, it goes drip, drip, drip. All right, so we have some more new work today. And the first thing I'm going to show you is called the life cycle of a snowflake. You have something like this in your packet. All right, so this is basically how a snowflake is made. So we have this little strip here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and always thumb up, and we're going to cut on those dotted lines to cut each of these pictures apart. All right, so when a snowflake is falling from the sky, the first thing that happens is that little water droplets up there in the sky, they freeze. Because it's so cold up there in the sky. It's colder up in the sky than it is down here where we are on Earth. So sometimes you can even have snow when it's not freezing down here because it is freezing up in the air, up in the sky. So water droplets freeze. That's the first thing that happens. So we're going to put that in our first little section right here. Water droplets freeze. All right, the next thing that happens when a snowflake is being made is an ice crystal forms. Remember it talked about ice crystals in the book we just read? So an ice crystal forms. There's a picture of it. And we're going to stick that in the next spot. We always go from left to right. So this one's kind of like a clock. So water droplets freeze and ice crystal forms. My glue is rolling around here. The ice crystal grows bigger. that on there. That's the next thing. So the water droplets freeze and ice crystal forms. The ice crystal gets bigger, and then snowflakes fall. All right, so let's look at this whole thing. Water droplets freeze. Oh, we're going the wrong way. And ice crystals form. The ice crystals get bigger, and then they fall from the sky like snow. And the whole thing starts all over again. It's kind of like the water cycle, which we will hopefully get a chance to talk about in the spring. All right, so that's one activity you can do. Oh, and I forgot my pencil, but don't forget you can write your name right up here on the top or trace it. All right, now also in your packet, you have something that looks like this. And you're going to kind of take that apart. It has this long purple piece of paper. It has the story that you're going to be telling, which it says called The Snowman. Sunshine is hot. It makes the snow melt. So that is the story you're going to be telling with these picture cards. All right, so we need to cut them apart. Same thing like we did with the how a snowflake forms. All right, so let's make one big long cut across the center, and then we are going to cut each of these dotted lines, and we're going to end up with 6 parts of the story, 6 picture cards that tell about how a snowman is built and how it melts. Because remember, we talked about in the book we read today that when it gets warm outside, the sun comes out, it melts the snow, right? So a snowman melts too, or a snow person. So let's see here. First, we have to have this kid in the picture. I'm going to move the scissors. Build the snow person. All right. So when you build a snow person, first you have to roll a big ball for the bottom, a big snowball, right? So we're going to put that one on first. That's the beginning of our story of our snow person. And we always go from left to right on our paper. Okay, so I'm going to start this one way over here. If you start it in the middle, you won't have room for your whole story. All right, so there is the person building the first snowball for the snow person. All right, so then we're going to add on, this one only has 2 snowballs for the snow person. So this one is the head of the snow person. All right, so the kid is building that. So we're going to put some glue on that one. And stick that down in the next spot. Don't leave too much room in between or you'll run out of space. All right, so there's the person, the first snowball, the second snowball. Then the snow person is going to get some extra parts on it. We have a hat, mittens, a face, buttons. All right, so it doesn't show the person putting those on, but that was the next step, was to put those things on. So we're going to put that next. All right, so we're building the snow person, adding the details, and next, the sun comes out. And it starts to make the snow person melt. And we can kind of see those little drips coming from the snow person, can't we? That on there. So there we are, building the snow person, adding the details. The sun comes out and starts to melt the snow person. And so the sun is making it warmer and warmer. And the snow person is melting even more. You see the picture there? See? Put that one next. Oops. So here we are. The snow person is being built. Add details. The sun comes out. Oh dear. It's starting to melt that poor snow person. Oh, it's starting to turn into kind of a pile of mushy snow, right? And then finally, the snow person melts all the way, and all you can see is the hat, the mittens, the arms, and the face and the buttons that were on the snow person, but they're not on it really anymore because the snow person has melted, right? So we're going to stick that on there. All right, now this part, if you want to stick that on there somewhere, you can. I didn't really leave room, so I'm going to stick it on the back. So this tells the story that with words that we just did on the front. So I'm just going to stick that on there. But if you leave room on the front, like if you I didn't think about making my story down lower, and then I could have put my words up on top. All right, but there you go. There's the story of a snow person being built, the sun coming out, and the snow person melting, just like it would in real life. Okay, I have one more thing to show you. This is similar to that. You know what? I need a pencil for this one. Just a second. All right, so you can use a pencil or a crayon or a marker. These are similar snowflakes to the ones you did when you did the snowflake matching, right? This time, you're going to look at the snowflakes and in each of these set of 4 and figure out which one is different from all the other ones. So let's look at this set right here. Let's see, which one of these looks different? This one looks different to me. So I am going to circle that one because that one is different. I'll look at one more together. Let's see. Which one looks different here? This one looks different to me. So I am going to circle that one. All right, so that's all of these, all the different sets of 4 snowflakes. You're going to figure out which one is different in each set. All right, so those are some things for you to do this week. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see some of you today at 10:30 for small group, and hopefully a lot of you tomorrow for packet pickup. All right, so I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Bye.